young learners and teenagers. So thank you very much, Raluca and Andrada, for sharing with us your experience as teachers. And I suggest us to start. I'm going to talk with you to tell you some things from my own experience. First of all, I would like to present myself. I'm Carmen Varfal Viberinde. I am the Director of Studies at Britannica Learning Center. And I am here today in front of you to tell you why I think it is a very good idea to pursue this certification, the CELT P and CELT S courses. The idea is that I would like to actually come to this conclusion by telling you a little bit from my own, by sharing with you some milestones from my own becoming as an English teacher. So I would like to tell you first, I will start with my student years. When I was a student, I was very much into literary criticism. I enjoyed reading, writing, and I saw the faculty as a sort of slide, if you know, the slide in the park, in the kids' park, that will get you very quickly to the teaching job, you know, and it was something that was sort of unavoidable, you know. I really didn't want this to happen, but I knew that once you graduate, you have to become a teacher. There weren't too many other options. And it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. I don't know, maybe it was because I was young, and you know, when you are in your 20s, you're more focused on yourself than on giving to others. This is something that comes later. But then when I graduated, and then there were several years I did my master's, and I realized that I can be both an English teacher and an entrepreneur by starting my own language center. And when I started my language center, my first language center was in Cluj. I had to develop my qualities as a teacher and also as a recruiter for teachers. So thinking about the teaching part, I very quickly came across the CELTA. And I'm really curious how many of you have heard about the CELTA course. Can you make a sign, or I don't know, give us a sign, and you can also write
write in the chat or unmute your mic for a bit.
Very nice.
Good. We've got an iPhone.
Thumb up. Yes. You know what CELTA is. Okay, I can see one thumb up. Thank you very much for that. So the CELTA course is actually a sort of toolkit that you get from Cambridge in order to become a teacher for adults. Yeah, so it gives you the foundation, the basic foundation of what you need to do in the class in order to be let's not say necessarily a very good teacher, but at least a structured and coherent teacher, you know, with all the structures that you need in order to teach. And this was right at the beginning of the introduction of CELTA in Romania. I think I was among the first 10 maybe teachers that got this certification in 1998. I went to England for a month. I went to Hastings. It was great. And then what I actually wanted to do with this information, which was very valuable, was to share it with as many teachers as possible. And what I wanted to create was actually a place in which teachers of English learn. Basically, they learn generally. And this was, yes, Raluca, you've heard of it from an English conference, yeah. Okay, so the idea is that this CELTA course offers you this basic knowledge of what it means to teach, and it is extremely good to have it, you know. And from here, we can then move a little bit later. I will tell you about CELT P and CELT S. But for instance, I'm curious how many of you have heard of the 3 Ps? If I ask you, what are the 3 Ps? Do you know what they are? So it is exactly that type of information that the CELTA offers you. 3 Ps. 3P. Thumbs up? Okay, so the idea is that the information that you get from this type of courses, like the CELTA or the CELT P or the CELT S, are bits and pieces, techniques and methods that make your life easier, that make your life, how should I say, not only easier, but also more enjoyable as a teacher. Imagine how you feel when you come out of a classroom where your children were really happy. I mean, it's really a different feeling than when you go to a class in which they are bored, in which you have 30 children that you don't know how to get engaged, you know. So what this course has offered me, and then I wanted to transfer it to the young learners field with the CELT P and CELT S, are these techniques and methods to make your children more happy and to make them more challenged and provoked in their classes so that they don't get bored. That's one thing that it's really, really important in the class. So that was one thing with my development as a teacher in the teaching part. Then what I would like to tell you as a director of studies, basically, you are a fisherman of English teachers. That's what you do. You try to find as many English teachers as you can, then can perform at a high standard. And from my perspective, after such a long experience, maybe 20 years of experience of recruiting teachers, what I can tell you, there are 4 qualities in a teacher that as a recruiter you look at, you know. So first of all, yes, great, Raluca, practice, production. But there is one more before with the 3 Ps. We have a presentation here. Yeah, it's actually the presentation, the first. Yeah, presentation, practice, production, the 3 Ps. So coming back to the qualities of an English teacher, what really makes me think, well, this teacher can really make a great job in the class. First of all, you have to be cut out for this, you know, it is the talent. I think that being a teacher requires a talent like being an actor or like being a singer. You know, you have to have something to be a good teacher. And it takes only 2 or 3 minutes for an experienced teacher to really see that you have that, you know. It's a talent, it's something inborn that makes you a very good transmitter of knowledge, a good communicator and a channel of knowledge. Then, of course, there are some qualities that refer to your personality, you know, like to be really interested in the other one, to be empathic, so some personality traits that make you a good conveyor of knowledge in the class. And then, of course, there is the English language, the proficiency, the way you speak. It is really important because this is actually the base of what you want to transfer to your students. But what I would like to come to and really focus on is, okay, you have all these 3 prerequisites of an English teacher that would make, from my perspective, a very employable person for somebody that would like to work with you and to hire you as an English teacher. Now, what comes next is your kit. It's your portfolio of techniques and methods that you use in the class, you know. So these 3 things are something that you can develop on your own. You can develop your English language proficiency. You have the talent because you are sort of born with it and you can develop it. The personality traits are there because you've been through all this experience that made you who you are. But the techniques and methods, who are going to give you that? That's my question. And in order to answer to this, I actually called a teacher of ours who is actually a lecturer, before lecturer, an assistant at the university. And I was actually she's at the language section of the Faculty of Languages. She's teaching English there. And I asked her, please tell me how does the university empower the teachers that, because I've graduated for a very long time, what does the university offer to the students when they come out in order to be good teachers? And I was actually referring to the modules, the pedagogical modules. You have module 1 and module 2. And she told me, nobody cares about those modules. That's really completely useless to do those modules. Actually, 2 hours of training in Britannica helped me more than all the modules that I've done in university. So, okay, I realized that was something that I just needed a confirmation for, that actually the university does not really help us becoming a good teacher or give us the techniques and methods to teach. And then I was thinking, okay, the school, you get as a teacher, you get to a school and you're given some classes and you're given your norm. Who helps you with that? I mean, how do you get to that technique and methodology from the school where you teach? And I remembered my own experience as a young teacher. I was really lucky enough to have a mentor that's still my friend. She's a retired English teacher, a very nice one. And she helped me little, with bits and pieces of information here and there during breaks, but nothing really consolidated or solid, So then I thought, okay, we have conferences. The Ministry of Education puts forward some courses for teachers, but they are so disparaged. Somehow they don't connect, they don't offer a whole view. You can get some information from here, from there, some tips, but you do not get all that, how should I say it, the capacity to put together somewhere a true portfolio and foundation for your teaching that can actually make you develop those classes and deliver those classes in which your students are engaged, happy, motivated to teach. And because for young learners, there was nothing on the market, I said, okay, I need to find something to bring first to the Britannica teachers, but also to all the teachers in Romania, in order for them to have a foundation and a solid base for their teaching in the class. And that's how we came to the CELT primary and the CELT secondary courses. And now I came, little by little, sorry for if I did a very long introduction, in telling you exactly why I think that the CELT primary and CELT secondary are so useful and informative for a teacher in Romania in this context that I've surveyed a little bit from my own experience and by looking at what's happening at the moment in the educational field in Romania. So what the course is going to offer you, and this is what Aniela is going to tell you in much more detail, is a lot of valuable information related to and offered you in a very structured manner through some modules in which you learn what exactly you need to do in your classes from different points of view, from classroom management, from the perspective of teaching, reading, writing, receptive, productive skills, and so on. So you get all this information that is extremely valuable and from a very reliable source, which is the University of Cambridge. So this is one thing which is really important, and Aniela is going to tell you exactly how this information will unfold. Then what it offers the guidance of some trainers that are certified by Cambridge, who are going to come to your classes, they are going to observe your lessons, and they are going to tell you how you can actually improve the way you teach in the class. They are going also to offer you feedback on some very practical tasks that you have to do throughout the course. That's the second important aspect. Then the very nice way of structuring this course is that it is extremely practical. So every module will give you food for application in the lessons that you teach in your own classroom. So it is really something very quickly transferable from what you read to your own English classrooms, and actually seeing how what you learn from the platform actually applies and how your students react to this information, to this way of doing things, the way in which the course advise you to. Then the fact that it is extensive, it's also very, very helpful. I mean, it is not something that you do in a very concentrated manner, but the information has the time to sink in, you know. So you have the time to actually apply and see how all this information is, how your students respond to your new techniques, to your new procedures of implementing information in your classes. So it's going to be somewhere between 8 months to 9 months. And what I can actually, I see the similarity between this self-primary or self-secondary course with the master's program. It's like a master's program that lasts a year, you know, and you get a certification that is very, very valuable from the University of Cambridge, which makes you more employable in other contexts of life in which you may reach, you know. So it is both the certification, which is valuable, and also the time and length in which you can actually work on the course. It will require you somewhere between 2 or 3 hours per week of work, you know. So this is more or less the time that the course creators actually advise you to do, 2 or 3 hours per week. And then little by little at the end of the year, you also have happier students in your class and a very renowned certification from Cambridge. And what we at Britannica have tried very much to accomplish was to actually create or to offer this course to the English teachers in an affordable way, because we know that we as English teachers, we are facing sometimes financial difficulties. So I have really thought about how can I make this course so as to be affordable and possible for the teachers in Romania to do. That's why we actually offer the course in 5 installments. You will see at the end of the Aniela's presentation, I will offer you a slide in which you'll see the dates and the fees that you have for the course. And we try to make it as affordable as possible by putting it into installments and accepting. Actually, it is the only way in which we offer the course to the English teacher in 5 installments. And the price is, I can already tell you, it's 3,700 lei. It's for the entire course, and 3,330 lei is early bird. And although the early bird period has ended, we are still offering the early bird period for the teachers that are participating at this seminar. I will tell you more details about this at the end of the presentation. So I really hope I haven't bored you with my memories from the past, and then with coming to you with my experience as a director of studies and as a teacher. But I really wanted to share with you my basic reason for bringing this certificate and trying to make it more visible on the Romanian market, because, you know, all our efforts finally have this target, you know, to have happier, more respected, and more, how should I say, challenged students in the class. So what would make me really happy is to see English classes in which all the students have the time to talk, they are all activated, and they get and you as teachers, you get the results that you want at the end of the day. Thank you very much for this. I'm going to give now the room for Aniela to offer you her own presentation. Thank you. We'll get back together at the end of the conference.
Thank you, Carmen. Lovely, lovely story. And I am here to introduce myself as being the representative of Cambridge Assessment English, the exam department within the University of Cambridge, and the producer of CELT S and CELT P. But I can't stop here because just as a reinforcement of Carmen's story, I am also the happy holder of CELTA, and that's thanks to Carmen, because at that time in 2009, actually Carmen was my academic manager. So I worked for Britannica. At that time, it was Bell Bucharest. And it was because of Carmen wanted all the teachers, all her teachers actually, to be very well trained and very well prepared. She wanted to apply, to apply the same principles. I'm just trying to mute somebody.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Because of this, Carmen actually offered this opportunity to teachers at the beginning of our careers at that time to do our CELTA. And there was no CELTA in Romania at that moment. Carmen actually ensured that the teachers were sent to Sofia, and we actually graduated from CELTA there, our Bell. So thank you, Carmen, again for this opportunity. And I must say that perhaps, chronologically speaking, I got the CELTA certificate after I got the job with Cambridge, but sometimes I wonder, maybe they actually knew that I was about to receive the certificate, and that's why they hired me. Because as you can say, as you have already said, CELTA back then was not very very popular in Romania, at least. There were very few teachers prepared. I wanted to add this to my presentation, my introduction, because I also want you to know that Carmen is probably going to be your trainer. I don't know, Carmen, if that's true or not, but she would really, really take care of you, not only as a trainee, but also as a person. It's always the feel good, feel home, atmosphere that Carmen can always create.
Aniela, nice to mention that. Thank you.
Well, I couldn't have not done it, but anyway, there's no connection between my past and my present. I am here because Cambridge Assessment English have always supported our authorized centers, and Britannica is an authorized center for CELT S and CELT P. We're very, very happy. We were very happy to welcome them to our big family last year. So congratulations, Carmen, on getting the authorization, and congratulations to you too, dear teachers, although I can see only two. I feel that you're here and you're present. For this choice of attending this event today. You'll leave our meeting with perhaps information that will change your life. Let's say this is not a promise. Let's say it's a challenge. Okay. Now, before I start the presentation of CELT P, CELT Primary, and CELT S, CELT Secondary, I'd like you to get to know Cambridge Assessment English a bit better, because perhaps some of you are at the beginning of your careers and would like to start one day to prepare candidates for Cambridge exams. You will definitely do it better if you graduate from CELT S and CELT P, that's for sure. So who we are? Well, Cambridge Assessment English is part of the University of Cambridge. We launched the first certificate in 1913, so we've been for more than 100 years market leader in this domain of assessment. But not only assessment, also learning and teaching, because as you can see, we've always supported both teachers and children. We've delivered more than 55 million exams since then. And what's really, let's say, important for you to know is that we are everywhere. That's why we're a market leader. Everywhere we were considered, and we've been considered the best. This is how we managed to have 30,000 examiners, 2,800 exam centers, and 52,000 registered preparation centers. And Britannica, by the way, is also part of this family. So actually, Britannica is here as a preparation center and here as an authorized exam center. Not exam to organize the Cambridge qualifications, but an exam center for CELT and CELT P. Okay, to have a, let's say, closer look at our country, in Romania, there are 400 Cambridge assessors, examiners, 9 exam centers, and 600 registered preparation centers. Now, our motto has always been for every learner, every step of the way, but I believe we've also supported teachers to take up this motto, or let's say to take up the practice and the teaching according to our principle, so that every student is supported. Our certificates, actually, the qualifications for linguistic competence, not for teachers. Of course, teachers may also take linguistic competence certificates, cover the entire CFR. I'd say even more than this, because we have a test for pre-A1. So the test is called pre-A1 starters. Now, for those of you that are interested in becoming better and better, or becoming a teacher in a primary school, these are the exams. These are the names that you might want to be able to prepare, and you'll do that by taking CELT P, by learning more how to train and entertain primary school kids, because it's not only about learning, it's also about playing. Actually, it's all about playing. We teachers with hidden agendas of instilling not only language, but also passion for language. And this is what Cambridge have been doing, the specialists have been doing for more than 100 years. Then if you're interested in secondary, in teaching secondary schools, secondary school students, you might want to think of A2 key up to, let's say, C1 advanced. What we call secondary in Romania is actually 9th to 12 or 13. In the UK system, it's actually 12 years old up to 16 years old. So that's why I'm saying that in Romania, secondary, high school, the American version. So high school would be B2, C1, C2. And middle school, what we have in Romania, middle school is A2 key, B1 preliminary, and B2 first. Now, all our certificates are widely recognized not only in Romania, but everywhere in the world, because not only the certificate is valid and reliable, but also the learning process is always driven by qualified teachers. Each exam builds on the skills of the previous exam. The learning should be fun, and this is what you're going to learn during CELT P and CELT S course if you want to register. And you'll also learn how to make students feel motivated. When we talk about recognition worldwide, certificates, Cambridge certificates have been recognized already by 25,000 institutions all over the world. There's a very user-friendly search engine on our website where you can set the country, you set the exam or the level, and then the entire list of institutions recognizing those certificates will be displayed. it is for the recognition in Romania. Well, last year we got a new and improved version. Very quickly, you should know that the test for primary can be recognized, may be recognized to replace that test that candidates usually take in the fifth grade. According to this order, but don't worry, I will send you my presentation, so you'll have everything here, including some active links. Then, for that test that kids usually take in the 8th grade to get admitted to secondary school in Romania, to high school, A2 key, B1 preliminary, and B2 first, and of course above, they are all recognized according to this order. And according to the newest order, all certificates indicating a minimum of 140 points on the Cambridge English scale and B1 in CFR will be able to actually replace the baccalaureate. Okay. These are all our certificates. Again, linguistic competence certificates. And as you can see, from B1, beginning of B1 above, all may replace the baccalaureate linguistic competencies. Everything is stipulated in this order. You don't need to take notes because you will receive my presentation. And my presentation will also contain my business card, currently only virtual business card, and I can assist you and I can attend whatever students' presentations or parents' presentations via Zoom. And this is my email, this is my telephone number. If you have questions related to the linguistic competence certificates, qualifications, Cambridge qualifications, do contact me. Now, if you have questions related to CELT S and CELT P after my presentation today, please contact Carmen. Carmen, you will give everybody, but I guess your contact details is also in your contact detail is also in your invitation, in the invitation, right?
But I will also have a slide at the end of the conference that you can take a picture of, and you have there all the information you need, my number, you have it on the site as well, but you'll get it at the end.
Thank you. And now the second part of my, actually the main part of the presentation is dedicated to CELT S and CELT P. As you can see, that it's not my name on the first slide, it's Sarah. Sarah Ellis is our assessment manager, and she gave me her very detailed and very professionally made presentation to share it with you and to share it with Britannica. So I will be the deliverer, and after that I'll also demonstrate some things to you. So first of all, as Carmen said, helping people grow is when you yourself grow. If you don't grow, it's impossible for you to grow. I believe this is also the principle of love. If you can't say you love other people if you don't love yourself, and Carmen knows that as well. So CELT P and CELT S are two fabulous opportunities for you to demonstrate to yourself that you want to grow, to help other people grow, and that you love yourself. And this is how you're also going to share love in the future. The first certificate that I'm going to introduce is the one dedicated to teachers that teach primary. Primary means 7 to 12 years old in the UK. In Romania, Carmen, I think it's up to you to decide what teachers should come up with as experience in an interview, because I know that you'll also have an interview with them, right?
At the beginning, yes.
Yes, at the beginning.
It applies for 6 to 12-year-olds.
6 to 12, right? Yeah.
Standard is something that's for Romania, but this is what we normally offer. I mean, teachers should teach students between 6 to 12 for primary.
For primary, yeah. Okay. And secondary is from 6 to 18. Now, for CELT P and CELT S, there are many testimonials that you can look up for. There's one that I liked very much. You can read it on the screen. This is what I also appreciate about all courses provided by Cambridge Assessment English. They are practical. You learn something today, and today you may go and teach it. Now, both of the courses have this structure. They are both qualifications. Both will offer online self-study course, and I'll show you more detail about it. Both offer face-to-face training sessions, but in our case, it's not face-to-face. It's actually online because of the COVID. And both will come with assessed task, teaching practice, and some exams, PKT exams. Now, when it comes to developing practical classroom skills, you can see that both qualifications are sustainable because they develop local trainer skills to train teachers. And as Carmen mentioned, they're also accessible, first of all, because you're in Romania and your level for sure is a teacher of English in Romania. The level is definitely higher than B1. And in terms, it's also affordable, as Carmen said. Flexible, yes, because there's an online interaction with the trainer and online classes that will be observed. They both are very practical, as I say, and scalable because you can actually see how much you've progressed on the platform. When it comes to CELT P alone, it is designed to meet teachers' needs if those teachers teach 6 to 12-year-olds. Of course, there are teachers in Romania that teach 4-year-olds. CELT P is a very good tool because you will see in the course there is a distinction between younger learners and older learners. And younger learners, in all their psychological characterization, will cover also younger than 6. So you'll find online plenty of ideas of activities that you can do with kindergarten kids, not only with school, although the course is designed for primary, so for some kids that are starting to learn how to write. You'll be online for about 120 hours. It depends on how fast you are at reading, how many notes you'd like to take. It's really, it varies depending on your involvement and implication. Then you will also have to be assessed, and there are about 27 hours of not face-to-face training, but online training now. These are the 9 modules that you're going to study during CELT P. Let you scan through them. If you were to improve one, which would you improve? Please write in the chat, of course, if you will. You don't need to write the entire title, right? Module 1 or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I bet. Thank you, Irina. 5 seems to be the winner. 5 and 8. Yes. Assessing language. Okay. Yes. And 7. Well, you'll get them all if you register. But indeed, classroom managing the primary classroom may be very challenging, especially in these times. But Carmen will support you. This is what the platform looks like, and I will also show it to you because I finished both modules, so I still have access to platforms. You're the lucky ones that are can see me navigating on those platforms. Each of the modules, you should know, will include a key concepts and principles related to the topic that you saw in the title. They provide a range of exercises, activities that you can use in class or as projects. By the way, to me, one of the things that were, let's say, highlighted by doing CELT P was the value of projects. To tell you the truth, in Romania, we're not very happy with, managing projects because a project will include a lot of resources, class management, resources management, and so on and so forth. But you will see that CELT P will actually guide you through the process of running a project and how valuable projects may be, especially with very young children. Each module will also ensure you can apply all these things in class. And of course, you will have an over to you, a test at the end of each module. I'll show you. At the beginning, they were scary to me, but you will see that after a while, you'll be very comfortable and you'll enjoy doing it. Now, what you can see on the slide is just a practical example from the platform, from the online self-study. How can I use stories to develop listening skills with a younger primary learner? And there's a discussion here and you can reply. Then another example is using stories to develop listening skills with younger primary learners. And you can see here your colleagues replying. Then in the over to you, you'll also have true, false questions. And a test. After you finish the online module, you'll need to practice and you'll need to organize the teaching practice and the practical portfolio tasks. So after each module, you actually have to fill in a lesson plan or a part of a lesson plan as indicated by Cambridge. But of course, the feedback will be received. You'll have to send it to the trainer and the trainer will give you feedback. But you can download the format and the requirements directly from the platform. Now, in the face-to-face remote online sessions, you will develop and extend the online materials if necessary. And actually, that would be another opportunity for you to get engaged in discussions and to share practical activities or practical activities results. Now, the practical teaching observations classes, your observations classes, they will consolidate, as I said, the online learning that you finished, or fortunately you finished, and you will receive feedback from the trainer, developmental feedback from the trainer, as you can see. Here you can download, and then you complete and upload the lesson plan and the relevant materials. Okay, so as an overview, CELT P comes with portfolio tasks after each module. Assess teaching practice. One is assessed and you will receive a grade, a recommended grade, pass or pass with merit. And to develop, to observe, classes are to be observed by the trainer for you to grow and for you not to fail the assessed one. Then you'll also have to take and pass an exam, and that exam is a teaching knowledge test for young learners. terms of CELT S, things are pretty much the same. So you will get also 120 hours of online input, more or less. Same time of assessment, 24 hours face-to-face or online training. The modules here are only 8, not 9. You will see that the focus is rather on how to deliver classes to all the learners or pre-teenagers or teenagers, and everything is adapted to their psychological profiles and their aptitudes and their likings. Now, the task will always include a review that the online course content. And the task may also include the needs, the specific needs of your own classes or your teaching needs as a teacher. Teaching needs as a teacher. That was silly. Sorry, I apologize. Look at another print screen from the platform with some materials also recommended on the platform. This platform is wonderful. You can find the information theory. Theory is available everywhere online, so you just look for things and they will pop up to you using Google. But here the information is guaranteed and reliable. The platform comes with testing yourself, so you've got the information, but have you acquired the information? And then practical things. Are you able to practice? Are you able to apply what you've learned on the platform? So it's really comprehensive, complete, I'd say. See, this is over to you, theory to practice. And of course, further reading recommendations. As in CELT P case, you will need to do all online exercises. By the way, this is very, very serious. I know that you are allowed to miss 3%. 3% is very little in 100, and that because of technical difficulties. And Cambridge can check whether it was a technicality or it was a technical thing or you don't want to do it. But you have to click and read every single page, every single task online. And after you've finished doing that, you will download the portfolio tasks, you will fill them in, send them to the trainer will send them back to you with feedback, and sometimes trainer can send it back to you and ask resubmission. Resubmission means that perhaps you haven't attached the right materials, or you haven't filled in some fields, or you haven't done that appropriately. Then, as in CELT P, you'll also have 2 trials, 2 observation classes, and 1 assessed, and another exam, teaching knowledge test module 1. Talking about teaching knowledge tests, I also want to reinforce what a wonderful trainer Carmen is. I remember at a certain point I did my TKT 1, 2, and 3 also with Britannica because Carmen one day said, no, all my teachers have to have TKTs. It's just what I want them to do. And she did it, and we did it, and everybody was very happy. So Carmen, thank you again, because now when I had to present my TKT, I've already got my certificate. I didn't have to go through the test again.
Actually told Daniela that I can't remember this, it was...
I was telling Carmen at the beginning.
A long time ago, but I think it was really helpful, it is a really helpful thing to have your theory right, so that's really nice.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, it's true. Okay, so also CELT S and CELT P will give you, as Carmen said, a valuable certificate issued by Cambridge Assessment English. The minimum requirements, however, are only B1. You're better than B1 for sure. Well, practicing teachers of English of a required age group, and this is where Carmen may help you with additional information or requirements, because this is her center and she may decide what kind of requirement she wants. Now, just as an overview, as you can see, I'll send you my presentation and you'll see how they are. So the course orientation is 5 hours, it's about 1 day. Then you've got module 1 and 4, 85 hours, 3.5 months. This is a recommended structure for both courses, between 7 to 9 months. But of course, each center will manage this structure as they like. Of course, they need to follow more or less this structure. Okay, so CELT P and CELT S, powered by Britannica. I want to thank you very much, but I won't let you go because I still have time, right? Yes, Carmen, I do.
Yes, you do. No problem.
Because I want to take you with me on the platform. It's a pity not to. So, I've just graduated from both of them, for you to know.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with primary.
So it was really a tour de force for you to do both of them at the same time.
It was every Sunday. Every Sunday of my life, not two. You're saying 2 hours. Yes, maybe 2 hours. No, it was more than 2 hours. It was 9 o'clock in the morning to sometimes 11 o'clock at night. Not only the platform. No. Teaching portfolios too. Because if you want to write a good lesson plan, you write a good lesson plan. You do research, you read. Maybe other people can do it faster, but I like also to have fun. I enjoyed it. What can I say? I enjoyed it. So let's talk about primary. As you can see, or should be, all my modules should be ticked. Yeah? Yes, they are. I got a bit scared. So I don't know if you can see very well. Can you see, Carmen, can you confirm?
Yes. We can see the voice. Oh yeah, and also the ticking at on the right. You can see.
Yes, the ticking is here.
Exactly.
I got scared, every time, maybe technically speaking, sometimes you forget to click on something and then there's no tick here and you panic. I panicked because I was doing both of them at the same time. So I needed to be very quick, very fast and well. So let's just take one for primary to guide you through the level, through the module. Would you like to continue? No, I'd like to start again. So as you can see, you've got an introduction of that piece of the module. It's like a lesson, a mini lesson. And after you've read it, better like this, I guess. After you've read it, there are some practical activities. You'll have to listen, for example. Let's listen together.
A word which names a person, a place, or a thing. For example, teacher, school, pencil.
So you need to drag and drop, as you can see.
A word which is used instead of a noun. For example, he, it, which.
Okay.
A word which describes a person, a place, or a thing. For example, quick, beautiful, cold.
Okay, I don't want to continue. I will just click them as they are, and wow, correct. So I will continue. Now, the questions that you heard are quite easy because, yes, it was module 1, and you need to somehow have a washback of all the information and all the concepts that will be used through the entire course. It was something very, very simple, but I will expose you to far more complex and interesting things too. Okay, so you just continue with the next slide with the same other types of exercises. Yes, of course. Now I can't stop. You know, the positive part is that once you start one module, you can't stop. Okay, and if you're wrong, did you see that you are wrong and you receive a bit of a feedback? Review your answers carefully at the end of the activity. I will continue. So they tell you only once that you're wrong, and they give you only one chance to correct yourself. If you still can't find the right answer, then you will find the correct answers on the next slide. This will not affect your grade, that's for sure. And then, as you can see, another type of exercise, those that I enjoyed the most, was that I watched the videos of teachers teaching.
Last one, Moody. If he is very moody, is he always happy? No. Happy, sad. Happy, sad.
Change.
It always changes.
Okay.
We call this.
Okay, so you don't need to watch the video. Moody is an adjective, okay? You can do it. But I recommend watching films to the end, watching these videos to the end, because on the next page, you will get other questions related to how the teacher taught Moody, not only to the simple question. Just like in all Cambridge exams and Cambridge qualifications, the first questions are easier to make you feel comfortable and to warm you up. And after that, you get more and more difficult questions. Let me also show you a bit of a portfolio task. No. Okay. So as you can see, you can also find transcripts of all the listening and videos that you've got there. There is an over to you. And then you will have portfolio tasks. The portfolio tasks, in my case, should see the assignment is not accepting submissions, of course not, because I graduated, so I can't do it anymore. I can only visit the platform, but I can't send all the things that I was supposed to send. As you can see here, you will find my portfolio task and the two materials that I used in that class. They need to be submitted. Okay. My paper was graded, if I'm not, yes, and it was complete. I had a couple of resubmit because I was forgetful. Okay, but if you click on here, you can download the task, and here you can download the template. So let me do that. This is the task. CELT P module 1.
So this is the only theoretical task. that you have, which is
Yes.
yeah.
It's true.
The other ones are very practical, but the first one is it requires scientific research.
Yes, but Carmen, to tell you the truth, this was quite difficult because you need to find a grammatical structure that you're interested in and why you're interested in. I mean, why is it challenging for you to teach this? So justifying why you picked past continuous for primary might be quite challenging. And then, of course, you do research, you suggest possible problems with learners. Although it's theory, it's actually, and you need to do research, it's actually also very practical, very, you can apply all this the next day in class. Okay, what else can I show you here? Let me also show you a bit of a CELT P. CELT S, sorry. I will get module 8, assessing language learning in the secondary context. And let's talk about using formative and summative assessment with learners. Where is it?
Until you find the material,
Yes.
I would like to add, Aniela, just by watching the materials you've covered, the fact that you actually are required to use a lot of English. Like English teachers tend to use less English teaching primary students or even secondary students because the level of English that you are required to use is very low or lower. But by doing this course for an entire year, you are also activating a lot of English in terms of listening, writing. So you're also developing your proficiency in English, I would say, by doing this course. That's what came to my mind just by seeing what you've worked.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Okay, so let's see. Read a question, then listen to the question and choose listen to the teacher and choose the correct answer. Which points does the teacher mention? Choose all the points she talks about. This is very challenging because they don't tell you, there are 2 options or 3. They said to listen to all. Let's listen.
We all know about exams, don't we? End-of-year exams, or summative tests, are the main focus of the school year for many learners. They are extremely important because the results from the end-of-year exam can affect what happens next. For example, some schools won't allow learners who fail the exam to move to the next year. As the learners get older, they are under even more pressure because the results of summative exams can affect their future studies at college or university and even their future career plans.
So yes, Carmen, as you said, this is about strong B1, B2 English with a lot of connected speech, authentic English. So you'll also practice, as you said, a lot of B2, C1, C2 English. Of course, you have to find the right answer. Of course, they don't let me. Let's say that it's this and this. Maybe I'm lucky. You're rarely lucky. Yes. And then you have an overview of what you've learned and more exercises based on and questions based on the same video. If we take a look at the glossary, you'll see how rich it is. And only the vocabulary itself will definitely improve your speaking about what you do, not only doing what you do. This vocabulary will also be highly relevant to both TKT young learners and TKT module 1 that are necessary for you to pass. Now, I still have 3 minutes. If there are questions, do let me know. No? That's not good, you know. No question.
Yeah, we are actually entering the Q&A section little by little. So please ask any questions you may have, either related to Aniela's presentation or my own account of why these certifications are really valuable. If you allow me to, I will also share with you the information, the practical information about the course. I hope you can see it now. You have here, there was a course that we started in September. So there are already students that have enrolled in the September course. The start date is actually Monday, but we always introduce the induction day, which is extremely important, which is the Saturday before the start of the course. We have a 5-hour induction in which we prepare the participants with all the information they need in order to have a clear picture about the course and the requirements. And as you can see, we've already started the September slot, and now we are preparing for the November course. That's why I really wanted to make sort of final call to English teachers so that you can see that you also have the opportunity to start in November. The deadline for application is the 18th of October, but we actually prolonged it until the 3rd week of October. So somewhere on the 24th, I think, of October, it's the deadline. As I told you before, the price is 3,700 lei in 5 installments. But if you are really motivated and you feel like enrolling for the course, we've actually introduced the early bird price for the attendance, for the attendees of this conference. So if you are a participant, if you want to become a participant for this course, you have to pay 3,300 lei throughout this entire year of preparation. The first installment is of 1,000 lei, and it has to be paid until the 15th of October. So if you pay until the 15th of October, you get the early bird. It's not the 15th of September, but we've extended for the participants to this conference until the 15th of October, the early bird price. Yeah, you have there, please take a picture if you'd like to retain my contact details. And we are really looking forward to receiving you as participants to the course and to become more knowledgeable in teaching and sharing good practice. First of all, we as Britannica and Cambridge Assessment English to you, and then maybe you to other teachers. So yeah, this is my ideal, to see all teachers of Romania teaching in a very communicative and engaging manner. So these are the details of the course. Do let us know if you have any questions.
As I remember, the duration of the course is between 8 to 9 months. That is
Yes.
how long it will. Okay.
Exactly. The CELT primary course lasts 9 months and the CELT secondary course lasts 8 months. It's the way we structured it is a module per month. So there are 3 weeks in which you do the online, the platform work, and then you have 1 week for the portfolio task in which you apply the theory to your own classroom experience. And there
Thank
are
you.
also some weeks of holiday. There are 2 or 3 weeks for catching up information. There is 1 week of preparation just before the TKT tests. The TKT test is going to be for the November group on the 8th or 10th of September next year, because the November group will have a break during the summer holiday. So we start in November, but we finish in June. We put a pause in June, actually, and then July, August is holiday, and then we have September and October, the last months of the course.
Good. Thank you.
Sorry?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the way we structured the November course. We thought that teachers are also willing to have their own holidays, and they should not interfere with the holidays, the summer holidays. That's what we thought. Yeah, so that's our plan of continuing in November, and of course we start every year with the September group and the November group. It is really important for us to, while you do the course, to have students in your groups. So to have students to apply the information on to in their classes. So that's why also we have the break in the summer, because you normally don't have classes then. Right, so this is the information that we wanted very much to share with you. I will stop sharing the slide now. You will also find everything you need on our site, the teacher training section. You have all the information that you need about the course, the duration, the prices, everything. So if you don't have other questions, we are. I noticed that there was a question about the certificate. I guess it was about a certificate of attendance for this conference. Is it possible, Aniela, to offer a certificate of attendance for this presentation?
Unfortunately not, Carmel.
No, so you don't offer as Cambridge certificate. If somebody wants a certificate, we will issue one ourselves as Britannica. Okay.
I can sign it, no worries. And Cambridge will be there, but it's not issued by Cambridge because it's not our Zoom.
Of course. Okay. So Britannica will
issue Zoom account.
Please come back to me if you need a certificate, and we will send an online certificate to you without any problems. But it have the Cambridge logo on it, Aniela. Is that right?
It can have, yes. Mihaela will I will write to her and she'll send you the logo and everything. But the certificate should be yours.
Of course. There's no problem with that.
And in the chat, you can find my presentation. My presentation is Sarah's presentation.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Aniela. And thank you very much for being part of this event.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That's it. I really hope that we are going to do more events like this for English teachers so that we make these valuable tools known to them. And I would be really, it would be really helpful for me if you could give me some other hints of how we can make these certificates more spreaded as a knowledge to teachers that you know. And if you have other suggestions for making them known to your colleagues, please let us know. Okay, so it was really nice talking to you, dear English teachers, and we look forward to hearing from you. If you have other questions, you can send them in written form. I don't know, Aniela, if you have something else that you'd like to add at the end. If not, we will just wish you a very nice evening.
Good luck, yes, and do register for the course. First of all, Carmen is an exceptionally well-prepared trainer, and as I said, very, very nice. And another proof was that she forgot how many things actually she did for good teachers. You see, that's an important trait of a complete person.
Yeah.
You do it, you forget about it.
Yeah, actually, there is a team of we are a team of 8 trainers at the moment. We've done a Cambridge Train of Trainers course in order to be certified and qualified to support participants for these courses. And they are all trainers with a lot of experience, more than 7-10 years of experience in teaching. So I'm sure they can offer you a lot of valuable support and advice in your teaching.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice evening, everybody.
You too.
And looking forward to hearing from you. All the best from us.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.